Last 4 days of the group stage of IPL 2017 sees the last home game in the group stage for the Mumbai Indians. It's against the Kings 11 Punjab, so it is two teams that still have something to play for. Mumbai, after a little slip up against Hyderabad, want to ensure that their top two spot doesn't come under too much trouble. Punjab have to keep winning. The minute they lose, out they go. They did it against Kolkata. Can they do it in arguably a tougher game away from home against Mumbai? Sanjay Bangar with me, and the return of the prodigal son, Brad Hogg, is back.
Good to see you, Brad. It's good to be back. 5 days or 7 days is a little too long.
All right.
Probably three days too long away for me.
I promise I'll never give you an off like that again. You're going to be with us previewing this game.
Well, did you miss me? That's the most important thing.
Let's move to match day match point number 1 as we discuss the Mumbai Indians. Of course, we miss Brad Hogg. But let's have a look at our first match day match point. Let's talk some cricket, boys. Nitish Rana's contrasting season. Now, Mumbai have done a few things that surprise us. They brought Kieron Pollard at 3 against Delhi. They brought Nitish Rana back. Has that unsettled him a little? Let's just break up Nitish Rana's season, who started so refreshingly well for Mumbai, solved the number 3 conundrum when Rohit Sharma wasn't among the runs. First 6 innings, gents, strike rate of 142 and lots of runs, 530 plus scores, so always got a start and took on in for Mumbai. And then the last 5 innings, he's not got big scores, strike rate of under 100. Let's get Sanjay Bangar's thoughts. It's good to change around and surprise the opposition, but sometimes an inexperienced player can be caught in the crossfire. Has that happened with Nitish Rana?
That actually hasn't really happened with him, because he's batted 12 innings in IPL, and he's batted pretty consistently at number 3 and 4, at number 3 on 8 occasions, at number 4 on 2 occasions. Only once he's batted at number 5, and that was to promote somebody like Kieron Pollard. But I feel somewhere the mindset that he's showing is not probably right. Whatever the success that he got in the early phase, whether that is affecting his mindset, whether he's been getting carried away by the accolades that are showered on him, and whether there is a sane voice telling him in his ear that, you know, you need to get back to the basics. You still need to be concentrating on the present rather than focusing too far ahead of yourself, and that is where Nitish Rana has to be really, really careful.
Perfect. 45 seconds. Hoggy, I'm sure you've not lost your touch. I'll move to you now. What Sanjay said, interesting that young player, in the first 5 games, he had us all talking about him. Already the weight of expectation midway through a tournament. It's not often that when you start a tournament well, you simmer off. Normally, that form of momentum carries you through. What are your observations on Nitish Rana? 45 seconds.
Yeah, I think there's huge expectation, and that can really put pressure on you, especially with a team like Mumbai Indians. When you're in with an outfit like that have won consistently throughout the tournament, and the expectations is that they're meant to win the tournament now, that'll be huge pressure on these younger fellas. The other thing too, early on, a lot of teams were bowling short to him, and he was playing the pull shot, the cut shot well. They're not bowling as short, and if you look at his strike rate in the first 10 balls in the first few innings that he played, it was over 100. But now the first 10 balls that he's playing in these latter innings, his strike rate's well below that 100 mark.
Okay, yes, Sanjay.
Well, and just going back to the pressures of expectation, Hoggy, it's once when you played with the Rajasthan Royals, and Shane Warne once commented that Dinesh Solanke, the leg spinner, is India material, and probably he never played first class cricket as well. And I somewhere read that suddenly Ponting comes up with the statement that Nitish Rana should be in the blue jersey, should be wearing the blue jersey. Wow. So that puts some massive pressure on young players. And
his first class record isn't as strong as what his IPL record is too. So you know, someone has a great IPL, it doesn't mean that they're a great 50 over game player or the longer first class player. You've got to be very careful when you make those judgments, and probably the other thing there is the point that I had another 5 seconds, didn't I? He's not rotating the strike as well as he did in those first 6 games, and that was one thing that impressed me. He was able to hit the boundary and then rotate the strike.
Damn these Aussie legends who just keep talking up players and then everything goes wrong for the kids. No,
we're trying to do the right thing for international cricket.
Look at how you qualified so well. You qualified with data and numbers. You have Ricky Ponting going off, Shane Warne going off, and the press just goes crazy. Well, let's hope Nitish Rana finds some form, because he's been good to watch when he's got it right. from one 23-year-old to another. It's time to talk about Jasprit Bumrah now, and he doesn't seem to have any problem when it comes to going deep into the tournament, weight of expectations. We almost make it sound like he's been warming up for the playoffs. As Mumbai season's gotten deeper, Jasprit Bumrah's only gotten better and better. Let's break up his season, and unlike Nitish Rana, it's not like it's simmered off. It's gotten tremendous. It's gotten very good, in fact. Average of 17.4 in his last 7 games. A bit of a slow start, if you can call it that, in the first 5, and the economy rates come in check. More wickets as well. The use of Bumrah has been more towards the death. We'll come to that in a bit. Hoggy, your thoughts on Jasprit Bumrah as the tournament goes on? Fast bowlers, you keep an eye on them. Fitness, fatigue, we've seen around. Bumrah, on the other hand, seems to be getting better and better as the tournament goes deeper. Your thoughts on it? 45 seconds.
It just comes down to confidence, simple as that. I think early on he's just trying to find his rhythm, trying to find out where he is in this tournament. And as you go, you get that confidence and you back yourself to bowl the deliveries. If you look at those first 4 games, he bowled 23 full tosses rather than what he's done now. He's only bowled 11 full tosses, trying to hit those Yorkers. And his best economy rates is on the good length, half volley type length, the Yorker, when he's trying to search for that Yorker. If he bowls short or full toss, he gets carded. So the other thing with him, he bowls a very good slower ball, and that slower ball is complemented by a very fast ball. So there's no change in the action. It's just all in the wrist, and that bamboozles batsmen.
Okay, well, let's give you more numbers about Jasprit Bumrah at the death, and this is where Mumbai have used him just as the frontline bowler, even more than Lasith Malinga, who we thought was, you couldn't pick anybody more than Lasith Malinga at the death. Bumrah bowled the super over against Gujarat. He's been used more regularly at the death. Therefore, his numbers, average of 18 in the last 7 as against 32, and an economy of around 8. You take that at the death any given day. 5 wickets too. I also love the fact that he's one of the most well-behaved fast bowlers, Sanjay Bangar. We don't see that around too much. Doesn't make a huge fuss. Discipline. Does that discipline somewhere translate into the way he performs on the field as well? You've worked enough with him. Your thoughts?
Well, the one thing that I would like him to do is that bowl fewer number of no balls. I mean, here he's bowled 7 no balls, which is the most by any bowler in IPL. That is something that he needs to work on. But apart from that, what he's really done fabulously well is that develop a good slower ball. A slower ball which actually pitches fuller, and that is why he's deceiving batsmen big time. And add to that the variety that he possesses, and as the tournament has gone on, he's getting more confident in delivering his Yorkers, which apparently, as Hoggy said, 23 full tosses as compared to 13 full tosses in the second half. So he's getting his Yorkers pretty correctly. But what is also working is that he's bowling in a pack of good bowlers. So he has Mitchell McClenaghan to give the pressure, as well as Lasith Malinga.
Yeah.
All right, so that's the only discipline that we need to fix, but hopefully the son of the school teacher gets it right. Right, let's move to our next match day match point. We continue the conversation with Jasprit Bumrah, and we are talking about Glenn Maxwell up against him, captain of the Kings 11 Punjab. And boy, if the Kings ever needed their king to stand up, it's now, because these games, it's do or die. Your life in the tournament is on the line. Let's have a look at the breakdown. Maxwell versus Bumrah. Who triumphs as far as history in the IPL goes? Well, you can see Jasprit Bumrah is the better of the Australian dasher. 2 dismissals and just the 21 runs of 18 balls in the 3 innings that he's played. Right. The role of Maxwell, Hoggy, how do you see him going about this good Mumbai bowling attack? There's responsibility on him. We spoke that there's no Hashim Amla, so Maxwell, the batsman, needs to stand up. Any advice before this one? 45 seconds for you.
No advice. I think if you looked at the last game, they were just trying to wait or hold Maxwell back to the 10th, 11th over as deep in the innings as possible, and give the other batsman an opportunity to have a little bit of success up the top. So he's taken that responsibility at the end. For me, I think Bumrah is a great option because Maxwell just seems to sit back. He's waiting for the short ball, he's waiting for the fuller ball, and he wants to pounce on those, and he wants you to bowl to him. So you're either going to bowl wide of him, make him reach for the ball, or you're going to attack him short. A lot of teams have attacked him short, but Bumrah's slower ball bamboozled him last game. I reckon it can bamboozle him this game as well.
Okay, let's move to Sanjay Bangar. If he hits 2 sixes of Bumrah, one would think he shouldn't go for the third, like we saw last night. But the more responsible Glenn Maxwell, or just go out, dash, have a dash, Wankhede wicket? Your thoughts?
Without a doubt, the captaincy has actually changed him a bit as a person, as a batsman as well. Now, if you see the figures in IPL 8, he was averaging 13, and he scored 145 runs. In IPL 9, he averaged 19, and his run scored were 179. And this year, he's actually scored more runs and at a healthier average, 263 runs at 32. So what that tells you is that definitely he's putting value on his wicket. He's better in his shot selection. The number of even the reverse sweeps that he's attempted in the previous editions, he hasn't really been doing that consistently. So he's taken up the responsibility really well. What he needs to correct against Mumbai Indians is that they will get him into a banter.
Yes.
Pollard will walk to him, Harbhajan will walk to him, because they know that this guy is a serious match winner, and if they can distract him, they will probably have a better chance. So they need to, he needs to be aware that he should be controlling himself when he gets into a banter with the players.
Excellent. Well, should be fun when Glenn Maxwell takes the field against a team that he's played for formerly in the tournament. Maxwell v Bumrah, the contest to watch out for. Let's move to our final match day match point, and we are discussing the Punjab team combination. That's all the conversation we want to keep around, because Mumbai, you know, they're a well-oiled machine. They'll probably make the one change of Krunal Pandya for Kant Sharma, subject to Pandya's fitness and availability. Lendl Simmons for Jos Buttler is a bit of a no-brainer. You can go either way. But Punjab, we've been talking all season about getting their combination right, and they came the closest in that win against Kolkata Knight Riders, because if you look at the team they played, they dropped the excess pace or medium pace bowling of Natarajan and the pace of Varun Aaron, and they brought in the extra spin of Rahul Tewatia. Was a revelation, 2 wickets for nothing in the game against Kolkata, and also Swapnil Singh, who's been in and out of this team. That's the team they played, gents. Sammy's on the bench, we know that, and we know how much the Indian public wants him to play. Gurkeerat Man's come in and out, Varun Aaron in and out, Ishant Sharma. Well, let's move on. Sanjay Bangar, your thoughts? It's different conditions, much smaller ground. Do you see a change that would be in Punjab's interest?
They need to add some depth to their batting lineup. Whether they can do it with their overseas batters, I do not think so, because you still need to back Guptill, who hasn't really had a great IPL so far. He's only got 150, but he's a player who is capable of playing really well at Wankhede. He had some experience with Mumbai Indians as well, so he would know the conditions well. So I would still keep him in the 11. I'll go with Sean Marsh and Maxwell as the 3 overseas, and I'll keep Matt Henry as the 4th overseas player. He adds variety to the attack, bowls a good short ball. And apart from that, the only change that I would like Kings 11 Punjab to make is bring in Gurkeerat in place of Swapnil Singh. Yes, Gurkeerat had a bad game in the field, but that is a time when the coach and the captain needs to put an arm around him and try and get the best out of him.
Okay, Hoggy, the point I think Sanjay makes is that they looked a little light on batting, given I think Akshar Patel was walking in at 6, which might be a bit too early. Do you see a place for someone like Darren Sammy in that team? And if so, who would he make way for? Just your thoughts on that team now that plays this big game at Mumbai.
No, I'd keep the team as it is. I'd rely on those top five batters. I would take Swapnil Singh out, left arm off spinners to Mumbai Indians batsmen on that short boundary. I think they just got I think they've got enough spin options with Akshar Patel and Tewatia. I thought he bowled exceptionally well the other night. He's the one that changed the game. I'm surprised that he hasn't had any games earlier on in the tournament. The thing that I like about him, he doesn't have too much variation, but he knows his limitations. He's very similar to Adam Zampa. He knows that he can turn a big leg spinner, but he can also cramp the right hand bat up with a few back spinners, just trying to cramp him up on the pads there.
Excellent. Well, Sanjay Bangar, that's the last we'll hear of you on Kings 11 Punjab this season. Just on the Kings 11. So let's get a prediction. Punjab to keep their campaign alive in this big game, or do you think Mumbai will be too strong for them?
They've played some good cricket this season. Their batting has fired, and that has always been their strength. And I mean, for the sake of the tournament, for the sake of the Kings 11 Punjab fans, I think they deserve to be going into the Pune game with a chance to make it to the playoff.
Excellent. How can you say no more?
That's a little bit of love for Kings 11.
Of course
isn't it?
there is.
Always.
But he's,
First team. So,
but he's keeping the interest of the fans too. He's keeping it's a broader picture over here, Hoggy. You don't give me a prediction because I will have you for the pre-show of that game. So hold on to that. 7:30 p.m. if you want Brad Hogg's prediction, and he'll be with us on the live show on the site as well as our Facebook page. Send your questions using the hashtag, as this last phase of the IPL is now upon us. Facebook and YouTube for all our content. Do like and subscribe to our respective pages there. Big game for Mumbai against Punjab. We'll see how it goes.